Look at a clock for a moment. The second hand moves, steady and precise, as if it is carrying something forward. You feel it too, that quiet sense that time is passing, slipping from one moment into the next. It feels continuous, reliable. Almost like a current, you are being carried along. We grow up believing that time is something real and flowing, something that exists outside of us, ticking away whether we notice it or not. The clock becomes its symbol, a device that doesn't just measure time, but reveals it. When the numbers change, we assume time itself has moved. But pause and consider what you actually observe. Do you ever see time itself? Or do you only see the hand move, the numbers shift, the light outside slowly change? Every experience you have is tied to change. The position of the sun, the rhythm of your breath, the movement of objects around you. Even your thoughts appear and disappear. But time, as a thing on its own, never appears directly. It hides behind motion. Imagine if everything suddenly stopped changing. No movement, no sound. In that frozen state, would time still feel like it exists? Or would it become meaningless, impossible to detect? The feeling of time passing depends entirely on events unfolding. Without change, there is nothing to measure, nothing to compare, nothing to notice. What you call time may not be something flowing at all, but something inferred from differences. And yet, it feels so real. You trust it because it feels consistent. Seconds follow seconds. Days become weeks. Life seems to move forward in a straight line. But that sense of flow may not belong to time itself. It may belong to the way your mind organizes change into a story. The clock appears to confirm it, but the clock is only moving parts repeating a pattern. It does not capture time. It displays change in a controlled, predictable way. And if all you ever observe is change, then a quiet question begins to form. What exactly is the clock measuring? Take the clock apart in your mind. Remove the glass, the hands, the numbers. What remains is motion repeating itself with precision. A pendulum swings. A quartz crystal vibrates. An electronic signal oscillates between states. Each device is different, yet they all rely on the same principle. Something changes in a regular pattern. We call that pattern timekeeping. But notice the contrast. The clock does not detect time as a substance. It does not sense a flow passing through it. It simply counts cycles. One swing, another. One vibration, another. When enough repetitions accumulate, we label that collection a second, a minute, an hour. The measurement is not of time itself. It is of change that is stable enough to be compared. This stability gives the illusion of something deeper because the pattern is consistent. We treat it as a reference, a kind of ruler for reality. When other processes align with it, we say they take the same amount of time. When they differ, we say time has moved faster or slower for them. But all we are really doing is comparing one change to another. Consider a mechanical clock and a beating heart, both are changing. Both have rhythms. If the heart speeds up, we say time feels faster. If it slows, we say time drags. Yet the clock continues its steady cycles unaffected by your experience. Which one reflects real time? The answer depends on what you assume time is. If time were a thing flowing independently, the clock would be measuring that flow. But the clock never interacts with such a thing. It only tracks its own internal changes and aligns them with other changes in the world. Even the most precise atomic clocks operate this way. They measure the frequency of transitions between energy states in atoms. Extremely consistent transitions, yes, but still just changes repeating in a pattern. The precision does not make it more fundamental. It only makes the pattern more reliable. So when you say a second has passed, what you mean is that a specific number of consistent changes have occurred. Not that an invisible substance has moved forward. This reframing is subtle, but it shifts everything, because if clocks measure change, not time, then time itself may not be an independent feature of reality. It may be a concept we use to organize change, to compare events, to create order out of motion. And if that is true, then the steady ticking you trust so completely is not revealing time. It is creating the illusion that time exists at all. If clocks only compare changes, then the idea of a single, universal time begins to loosen. It feels obvious that everyone shares the same ticking background. But the moment you look closer, that certainty starts to fracture. Situations arise where time refuses to behave consistently. Imagine two observers moving differently through space. One remains still. The other travels at extreme speed. When they compare their clocks later, they no longer agree. One has recorded fewer cycles than the other, not because the clock malfunctioned, but because the pattern of change itself unfolded differently. The measurement did not fail. The assumption behind it did. This is where the intuition breaks. You expect time to flow equally for everyone, like a river carrying all things at the same rate. But in reality, the rate of change depends on conditions. Speed alters it. Gravity alters it. Even position within a gravitational field can shift how processes unfold. What feels like a shared background turns out to be local, dependent, relative. Now consider your own experience. There are moments when time seems to stretch, waiting in silence. A few seconds can feel unusually long. In contrast, hours can pass unnoticed when you are absorbed in something meaningful. The clock remains steady, yet your sense of duration bends. So which one is correct? The clock records consistent cycles. Your mind records lived change. Both are measuring something real, but they are not measuring the same thing. One tracks external patterns. The other tracks internal variation. This creates a strange tension. You rely on clocks to define time objectively, yet your experience of time refuses to align perfectly with it. The more precisely you measure, the less universal the concept appears. Push the idea further. If all motion stopped, if every process froze completely, there would be no cycles to count, no events to compare, no differences to observe. In that state, what would it mean to say that time is passing without change? The concept dissolves. Time begins to look less like a flowing entity and more like a framework imposed on sequences of change, a way of ordering events rather than a thing guiding them. And once that possibility settles in, the question deepens. If time is not the thing that moves forward, then what is it that actually changes? If time is not a flowing backdrop, then the focus shifts to what is actually happening. Events still unfold. Objects still move. Thoughts still appear and disappear. Something is clearly changing, but without time as a container, that change no longer has a direction built into it. It simply occurs. You are used to thinking in terms of past, present, and future. A sequence stretching from what has been through what is now toward what will be. But this structure may not exist outside your interpretation. It may be a way your mind organizes change so it can be understood. Memory plays a central role in this. You remember previous states and compare them to what is happening now. That comparison creates the feeling of movement through time. Without memory, there would be no sense of before and after, only a continuous unfolding without reference. The present moment, which feels like a precise point, is not something you can isolate. By the time you notice it, it has already shifted. What you call now is more like a small window, a brief integration of recent changes held together long enough to feel stable. So what is actually changing? Not time itself, but the relationships between states, configurations of matter, patterns of energy, arrangements of information. These evolve according to underlying rules, not because time pushes them forward, but because their current state leads naturally into the next. In this view, change is fundamental. Time is the description we assign to the sequence. And this reframes your own existence. You are not moving through time as much as you are a continuous transformation. Your body, your thoughts, your identity are processes, not fixed points traveling along a timeline. The story of your life feels like a line because memory connects the changes into a narrative. But beneath that narrative, There is only ongoing transition. And if everything is defined by change rather than time, then the idea of beginning and ending becomes less absolute. It becomes a way of marking transitions, not boundaries imposed by a universal clock, which leaves a quieter, more personal question. If you are not moving through time, but constantly becoming something new, what exactly is it that remains the same? If time is not something flowing, but a way of organizing change, then nothing essential is lost when the idea dissolves. The world does not stop. Events do not freeze. Change continues exactly as before. What shifts is the interpretation you place on it. You still wake, move, think, and act. The sequence remains even if the label becomes uncertain. Instead of imagining yourself carried forward by time, you begin to notice the continuity of transformation itself. One state giving way to another, not because something pushes it, but because it naturally unfolds. This can feel unsettling at first. Without time as a fixed structure, the familiar sense of direction softens. The past is no longer a place you left behind, but a pattern remembered. The future is no longer waiting ahead, but a possibility emerging from what is happening now. Yet there is also a quiet simplicity in this view. You are not racing against a clock. You are participating in change. Every moment is not passing away, but becoming something else. The pressure to hold on to time begins to ease because there is nothing to hold, only transitions to witness and take part in. Even clocks remain useful. They coordinate action, synchronize lives, create shared structure, but their ticking no longer represents a hidden flow. It represents agreement, a consistent pattern we use to navigate the world together. So when you hear a clock, it is not announcing time slipping away. It is marking change repeating. And perhaps that realization is not a loss, but a shift in perspective, because it means reality is not something moving beyond you. It is something you are always inside, always becoming, always part of, without needing time to carry you forward.